Welcome back to One TV. We are here with Shelby County Commissioner Mickell Lowery. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so you recently passed this year's historic budget. Can you talk about just some insights on one of the big topics, funding Regional 1 Hospital?
You know, that is an historic project for us as well. In my opinion, it hasn't been anything such as impactful. It's probably the Memphis Grizzlies coming to our city. And you say like, wow, but it's a huge project. I mean, what's going to have an impact not only on our citizens and having the best health care possible, attracting the right doctors and technology, but also impact's going to have on business. Think about what happened with the airport. We always talk about that in Atlanta, this huge project that Mayor Jackson was able to foster through and also have contractors that obviously were minority and things of that nature to work on those things. Regional 1 is going to be that type of impactful project if we're done it the right way.
Okay, let's imagine a world where this didn't happen, that there was no funding for Regional 1, right? Because it was controversial to pass this. Talk about what that world would look like if we didn't see this pass.
Well, we would just be doing the same thing all over again, and hopefully nothing happens, right? We'll just be hanging on for a prayer, essentially. We know when you tour Regional 1 and you see the people working there, you have a tremendous amount of respect for them. But when you see patients in the hallways and not having adequate air conditioning because things are being pumped through, or you see generators that are older than you and I, you just really come to realization that if we have a catastrophic event, power outages, whatever it may be, people die. And so therefore, I'm proud of the County Commission, thankful for the administration for able to put forth a plan for us to have a better Regional 1 for our citizens. It has so much impact, and unfortunately, in our community, people go to Regional 1 nightly.
And it's the only level 1 trauma center, I believe, in a 150-mile radius that also serves not just this state, but Arkansas, Mississippi. So it's
Missouri, it goes on. So it has a tremendous regional impact.
Okay, let's talk about the other groundbreaking pledge to back Black-owned businesses. Explain what that was all about and what the impact will look like.
Well, for so long, Kanji, about 1% of our overall funding of our contracting business has been with minority-owned firms. It's not enough. We need to do better from that standpoint. So Regional 1 is going to be a catalyst project to increase the amount of participation we have from minority-owned firms. We got to do better there, so we need a large project as Regional 1. Now, again, what shouldn't be lost in this funding, too, is the funding for 2 new schools as well, which have been needed for so long. Frayser, which I represent as well, so proud of that, and also in Cordova. So these projects will also assist in what you're talking about, is getting more minority contracting and more people involved in our business. Let's
transition here to the big topic that I want to say more than 80% of polled residents by the Daily Memphian say that crime is just a major factor that concerns them. So we know that since 2011, crime in Shelby County is up by 52%. It was the lowest in 2011. What can be done on the county level to turn that number around? So much can be done, and unfortunately, it's not one of those things. It's not a magic wand. Believe me, if we had one, we'd just all institute it. But it's a holistic approach. From the county standpoint, it's how can we increase our internship program so we have more young people involved in an early age that have mentors and have jobs and hopefully see another path in crime? How can we have the best judicial system possible to where the people who are committing crimes, obviously you have to serve that sentence or have a bond that meets the requirement there as well, but also giving people another chance. Everyone deserves a second chance as well. I mean, and I was just thinking maybe of the correlation between backing Black businesses and that being something that could be almost like a crime preventer because it gives a positive space for someone to realize their gift. That's true. Kanji, there are some people out there that are going to commit crimes, no matter what, all right? But there are some people who are influenced by their surroundings. And if you have an environment that's thriving for internships, businesses that can take people on and mentor them, see another path. I started my career because of an internship, so I know how important those things are. People need to see what they'll be, right? And so if we give people those opportunities, that will change over time. But in the right now, here and now,
We need to make sure that our judicial system is as robust as it needs to be, that those judicial commissioners are following the letter of the law, and obviously when people are committing crimes, that people have to serve them and pay the proper bail for them.
Okay, let's talk about the good stuff, the positive things, right? Shelby County is such a special place. I mean, we're right here on the waterfront, so much to offer. As you continue on the commission after your chairmanship, what are you looking forward to? Some of the highlights of what you're hoping to see happen?
Well, a myriad of things, but again, I mentioned the schools. I'm excited about that, excited for Frayser. That's been needed for some time, so seeing a new school built there will be tremendous, and the impact it's going to have on the citizens there. Again, people see these nice schools in different parts of our community and wonder, why don't we have them? And so that's going to change the trajectory for so many people. But also what I'm looking forward to are some projects I've been working on. You know, I'm passionate about Memphis. I'm passionate about the music industry here. I believe that Memphis music impacts the world and has impacted. So there's some projects I'm working on that I'd like to see come to fruition one day, specifically around hip hop. We have a genre of music that's celebrated in Memphis, but we don't celebrate that genre just yet. You know, we have Stax, we have the Rock and Soul, we have Sun Studios, obviously we have Graceland, we have a Blues Foundation here. But we don't have a mechanism that celebrates hip hop, and I believe we have so much influence on the world when it comes to that. So I'm looking forward to that project as well.
It is the top genre.
Yeah, no doubt.
And so from what I recall, in Brooklyn, New York, they launched it, the Hip Hop Museum, and it's the 50th anniversary of hip hop.
That's right.
Right.
That's right. And let me tell you about their project that has the Universal Hip Hop Museum in Brooklyn. Not only they did that, they put over 500 affordable housing units on top of that project, right? So it's not just about the music, it's about the community development. Memphis can follow in that same suit as well. So not only are we celebrating the music, but also to show young people there's more than just being in front of the camera, right? There's all types of jobs that come to the music industry, behind the camera, A&R, whatever it may be, studios, engineers. So much educational that can be brought into this place other than just celebrating the music.
So there's a model out there. Are you in contact with folks?
I am. I was able to travel to New York recently to meet with the executive director there. They've gotten a tremendous amount of funding, not only from the federal standpoint, but the state and local. They've written the blueprint, so we're out there. Hopefully we'll follow it.
There are a few spaces that I can imagine where this could be. Just a thought. Okay, let's end this on a fun note. It's a fun question for you. This is a difficult one. So if you could have a superpower for one day, what would it be, and how would you use it to benefit Shelby County?
Gosh, just for one day.
Yeah, one day.
You know, so to benefit the county, give me infinite wisdom.
Oh,
so
wow.
Give me infinite wisdom for the day.
Like the future? Like you'd know the infinite. It's infinite. Oh, wow.
Infinite wisdom for the day. But then give me all the problems, right? So help me figure out the next budgets for the next 10 years. I'll figure out where the schools need to be. We'll figure out crime and all these issues, and that'll take care of it. Give me 24 hours with it. All
right. Crime fighter, visionary.
Community development, all those things.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much, Commissioner Mickell Lowery, for joining us and sharing your insights with us.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Well, coming up, we're going to hear from Kelly Roberts.